Candlestick charts not only reveal what's going on in investor sentiment, but the fact that the investor sentiment can be easily identified allows the candlestick investor to kind of get a different perspective or a much stronger perspective of what the trend of the market is doing and or what the trend of each sector is doing. We could see from the election time frame how the market has just blasted off. Whatever your political affiliation, you've got to analyze that the basis of candlestick analysis is that it's the accumulative knowledge of everybody buying and selling. And they are buying based upon what the future is showing us. Now, does that necessarily mean everything is going up? Definitely not. After the initial rise in the NASDAQ sectors or stocks, you can see what's happened over the last couple of days. Very hard selling. So just because the overall trend is moving in one direction or another, candlestick analysis allows investors to identify which sectors or which stocks are moving in the bullish direction and which are in the bearish direction. Our recommendation on CRK, Comstock Resources, was based upon where were the buy signals occurring. We can see the left-right combo, which is a doji followed by a bullish engulfing signal. Not only do we have a bullish engulfing signal, but it's a bullish engulfing signal with a booster to it. Notice the tail to the downside. That tells us there's been a dramatic reversal of investor sentiment, and the fact that they gapped it up the next day told us not only had they reversed investor sentiment in that sector, but they were anxious to come in, which means there's still a lot of implied upside. Now, obviously, this is a result of the OPEC's limiting supply or reducing their supply of oil. It's telling us what the investor sentiment is doing. Now, that seems obvious, but candlestick analysis produces charts or formations based upon what investor sentiment is doing, which sometimes is completely opposite of what common sense would tell us, in the sense that sometimes you see a very strong earnings report and the stock goes down. That pretty much tells you what the overall consensus was of that earnings report, which may have been that it moved up in anticipation of the report and wasn't quite as strong as they expected, or it was what they expected, and that's when they started taking profits. So utilizing candlestick charts allows the investors to take advantage of what can be seen out there as the reaction to any type of event or announcement. That'll be it. We'll see you in the chat rooms.